I love the question, what do you do for a living? I love it because I get to choose how to answer, all depending on who I'm talking to. And here's the deal, I do many things, and whatever thing that I'm doing really depends on the phase of life that I'm in. I am what you call a multi-hyphenate. The term multi-hyphenate has really come up as a trend for celebrities, but for regular people like me, it's also a way of life. But what is a multi-hyphenate and who embodies this unique approach to their career and identity? Welcome to the very first episode of Shine with She. I'm your host, Sheila Marie. This podcast is all about being a multi-hyphenate and piecing together a life that you love. And what better way to kick off than to chit-chat about what a multi-hyphenate actually is? Let's get into it. A multi-hyphenate is someone who embraces multiple roles, talents, and identities. And this usually means that you're blending multiple passions into a very unique career path. The term multi-hyphenate actually comes from the use of hyphens to connect all the different titles that someone has. For example, you can be a chef, author, podcaster, or you can be a doctor, painter, or speaker. Examples of popular ones for celebrity that you've probably heard of are actor, director, producer, or maybe a singer, dancer, host. And why is being a multi-hyphenate trending? Being a multi-hyphenate is trending because of the gig and freelance economy. The access to technology and remote work has made it easier than ever to pursue multiple career paths. Also, more and more people are refusing to be boxed into a single profession. So they're branching out from their traditional career path and using their skills in various settings. We're also in an age where we're redefining what success looks like. Multi-hyphenates challenge the traditional notion that success can only be achieved by climbing the single ladder. And this is important because not everyone wants to climb that ladder and be the big boss. Now let's talk about why it's important to actually have multi-hyphenates in our society. Multi-hyphenates have the power of versatility. We provide high value because of our multiple skills, and we're also able to think outside the box because of our various life experiences. We're starting to see that companies really value the innovation and creativity that come from people like us. We're often the collaborator on a project, or we're providing some insight into a new idea. You also see this nowadays in college admissions. They're no longer looking for the cookie cutter kind of resume. They're looking for someone who has a varied palette of experiences. And you may also be asking yourself, why aren't there more multi-hyphenates? Why doesn't everyone do this? Because money. We all studied the Industrial Revolution in school, and it can really be traced back to this time period. This time period created a system where mastering a single trade was really seen as the most reliable path to success. And over time, educational institutions and career structures really reinforced this mindset. They encouraged people to focus on just one area of expertise rather than diving into multiple disciplines. Multi-hyphenates are proving that combining different skills between different industries is really valuable. And I'm really interested to see how this pans out in the future. And you may be asking yourself, am I a multi-hyphenate? How do I spot a multi-hyphenate in the wild? Well, here are some things to look out for. Number 1, a diverse skill set. Multi-hyphenates tend to excel in many areas, and they have lots of different skills. Number 2, a wide range of interests. Multi-hyphenates tend to be interested in a lot of different things outside of their main job. We're actually happier and do a lot better in life when we're diving into all these different interests. Number 3, an entrepreneurial spirit. We are often self-starters and experimenters that like to create opportunities where it didn't exist before. We also usually have a very long list of ideas, either in a journal or on our phones. Number 4, we are very creative problem solvers. Our experiences really allow us to approach a problem from a different perspective. I like to think of this as tabs on a browser. If there's a problem, we are really good at going into our brain, finding that tab, figuring out the information from that unique experience, and then reapplying it to the current problem at hand. And we're also good at starting a new tab and creating a learning opportunity. Number 5, adaptability. Multi-hyphenates are quick self-learners, and we're also adaptable in a new environment. We're not afraid to try something new and fail the first time around. And now the ultimate question, is a multi-hyphenate a jack of all trades or a master of none? And it's true, we do get overwhelmed with this question. And honestly, just like anything else that you do in life, the level of expertise that you have really depends on how much effort that you put into it. Some multi-hyphenates like to achieve a very high level of mastery in different settings, and some may just like to go to a very certain level of proficiency. So it really depends on who you are as a person. If you're obsessed with being the best at what you do, then do that. If you only want to do the minimum, do that. And to be realistic, I don't think it's about mastering all of these skills. I think the key is to really know how to bridge those skills. If you know how to leverage knowledge from one area to another, then you're going to really succeed in being a multi-hyphenate. Being a multi-hyphenate is all about that intentional skill building and how you apply it. My top multi-hyphenate that you have probably heard of is Leonardo da Vinci. I love watching documentaries on this guy, and I also love a museum, and this guy always pops up when I'm traveling. That's why I sometimes refer to this multi-hyphenate career path as my Da Vinci career. Da Vinci was not just a painter or artist. Da Vinci was also an inventor, an engineer, an architect, and a writer. And I'm sure there's more that I'm probably forgetting, to be honest. But the way that he was able to interconnect all of his skills was so cool. He was able to make really cool discoveries and inventions. His curiosity was peak, and this makes him a timeless example of how embracing multiple passions and your skills can really lead to some extraordinary achievements. And listen, I'm not trying to achieve what Da Vinci achieved, but I'm trying to do my best. I think he's a great role model to look at when you're trying to figure out how to tap into your multiple passions. And lastly, I got some advice for you guys. If you are a multi-hyphenate or you're considering this career path, make sure that you lean into continuous learning. Find ways to connect all the different skills that you learn, and then study the examples of those people that came before you and have done it successfully. And make sure you hit subscribe because we are going to be talking about all of these things and more. If you enjoyed this conversation about a multi-hyphenate lifestyle, make sure that you like and even leave a comment below so that we can get a discussion going. It really helps more people like you find my content. Thanks. Bye.